Got it. I got it. The thing always says in progress. Fine.
Recording in progress.
Yeah.
We record all of these.
Yeah.
We are live. Give me just one moment. I wanted to just get
Where's our theme music, man?
that's what I'm setting up because I didn't have that set up. Okay, there we go. We're almost ready.
Okay.
This is just epic right now.
This is serious Friznaz. There we go. Okay.
There we go. Oh my gosh. Deep breaths.
Take a breath.
In with the good, out with the bad. By the way, that intro music is our good friend Mike Maurer. He's gonna be playing at Ophelia's, Jackie.
When is that?
He is opening for a blues guy. It is coming up. I will
That's
post.
fitting.
I will
Yeah.
post.
Good.
Yeah, big news for Mike, and he plays the Leisure intro. But the Leisure podcast, Jackie, is a thing of the past.
Yes, we're rebranding. Is that what we're doing?
That is the big news. We have been teasing you all, thinking that we're going to have John Hinckley on the podcast or some crazy shit like that. We have rebranded the podcast. The new podcast name and branding is, we teased it last week, Informed Opinion.
Informed opinion.
Welcome to Informed Opinion. I'm Scott Leisure. That is the incomparable, ever bubbly Jackie Selby.
Effervescent.
Effervescent, yes. Informed opinion. So over the last couple of years, we've been doing the Leisure podcast. It's worked. We've had a good time with it. We just wanted to step it up into something new, something fresh.
Thanks to your friends. May I just say that you've really moved this thing along with your friends on Facebook. I have a couple people watching. I have relatives watching. My cousin Sally, as you know, she's and my cousin Gail, and then my friend Tony Smith, my sister, Lauren, a few of my close friends. But by and large, I have big Facebook followings, and none of them are watching this.
Chuck's watching, or he's been catching up. He buzzed us the other day.
Chuck has been?
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Commented.
News.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and my friend Robert. Oh my gosh, Rob, thank you very much. Robert Eldridge, great Denver musician and all around super guy. He said he's been Googling that shit.
GTS.
So I know we have a true fan, so thank you. And he has a wonderful son. His little kid used to be on the news. He's was a child genius. His name's RJ. He's like a teenager now. Anyway.
So kind of like you and me.
Yeah, no, this kid's a real genius.
Oh, real genius. Yeah, so we're just going to keep doing what we've been doing and help build this thing and grow. The word is growth, Selby.
Growth. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Not no disgusting growths, just positive and good growth.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Good growth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How about this for growth? You ready for some growth?
Give it to me.
Okay. This is a weird and frightening headline. Bill Gates venture firm with backing from Jeff Bezos and Jack Ma, three very rich fellows, have just minted a $1 billion AI unicorn that uses machine learning for mining rare earth minerals crucial for EV. That's electric vehicles. Because you know who's mining that stuff now?
China,
well, all over the world, all those minerals that go into those damn batteries. And who's mining them? Physical labor from children and impoverished people. It is disgusting. And that stuff is non-renewable, you know.
Did you say AI unicorn?
Yes, I did. That's what the thing from Fortune magazine said. I'm like, what? An AI unicorn.
That's what I thought you said.
Yep. Sorry about it.
So
How about that for informed opinion?
every Thursday night, we will be doing this between 6 and 6:03, maybe sometimes 6:04. We'll
Hey, we
come
did
on.
okay.
And we're gonna what will end up happening with the rebrand is we will change up, no longer the Leisure Podcast. I'll get all that stuff changed. You don't worry about a thing, Jackie.
I won't. I never do. I just show up and talk.
So yeah, we'll be it'll all be informed opinion because it's our opinions on the information.
Now, I have to give a shout out, credit where credit is due. And that is to my friend Debbie Hall. She lives in Vegas, and she had and still has a URL called The Informer. And we were going to do a thing with a Vegas Informer, Denver Informer, all these different franchise.
Mhm.
But anyway, so that encouraged me and inspired me with the informed opinion.
So the name, what we're saying, isn't quite as fresh and as cool as we thought it was, but it is still fresh and cool.
It is fresh and cool. I think it is.
I like it. I like it. Dana just buzzed us. She likes it. So if Dana likes it and you like it and I like it, everybody should like it.
We all like it.
It's a win-win.
It's a win-win.
It's a
Yeah.
win-win. And tomorrow is Friday.
Yes.
So I am in the process. Well, I have a new phone now from T-Mobile. It is not, I haven't set it up yet. I need to go into the store and do all that. In order to set up the new phone, Jackie,
Yes.
I have failed us again.
You had to use your card.
I was forced to use my card. And when I'm there with the guy at Costco, Z, this dude, my brother Z, he was a good dude. And he was kind of chuckling at me because they give you like the, do you consent to let T-Mobile use this, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like,
no.
I'm like, well, I said yes, but I also added against my will.
Good for you.
Anything happens, it's been documented. It's
against your will.
So
tomorrow's Cash Friday, in case anybody wants to hear it. Mm-hmm.
Please do what you can to pay everything in cash, and especially where the youth work, because they don't know how to make change, and it's hilarious.
Free entertainment. Yeah. And you're going to come out ahead, and they hold the money like it's radioactive. They're like, and putting it in my hand. It's awesome.
You're going to come out 50 cents to $1 ahead every time.
Because kids don't know how to make change.
It's a win. Another win-win here on Informed Opinion.
It really is a blast watching kids give you the change back. They don't know how to count it out. They don't even know what's the difference between a nickel and a dime.
The rebrand is already paying dividends, Jackie.
It's paying dividends, Scott. Oh, man. You make me laugh. Hey, I have some presidential fun news. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I want to hear the presidential fun news.
All right, here we go. Here's your presidential fun facts on Informed Opinion. Hunter Biden will appear in court on July 26th for his plea deal on guns and taxes.
I didn't hear anything about that today.
No, I had to look it up. And here's a bummer for Trump anti-Trumpers. Now, I'm not a pro-Trumper. Please do not get me wrong. Everybody, somebody said that to me. I'm like, I am not a pro-Trumper. Oh, okay. But for those who hate Trump, this is a bummer. If Trump is convicted at a trial for the stuff that he was indicted on before November, he can still run for president, even though he gets indicted, gets convicted.
If he's convicted before November.
Right. Furthermore, if he were elected president from prison, he could pardon himself.
Piggybacking, although he was not accepted, he was trying to get on the Colorado ballot from prison. Joe Exotic was almost made the Colorado presidential ballot.
That would be kind of epic. Buster's getting excited about this Trump news. I can hear him in the background barking. It's all right, buddy. Okay. Further, there's a 37-year-old who wants to get on the Republican ticket as a candidate in the party primaries.
Mhm.
Maybe you've heard of him. He has a really funny name. Vivek Ramaswamy.
I don't think so.
Vivek Ramaswamy. Now, imagine he's born in Ohio. Imagine if this guy gets on the ballot. People will. Do you think he got teased in high school with that name?
Do it. Say it 5 times fast.
Ramaswamy, 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 Ramaswamy.
Okay, good. Jackie's
37-year-old guy. Here's the problem. He's a multi-millionaire, like hundreds of millions of dollars millionaire from the pharmaceutical industry. So I don't know if we want him in there.
There's money in the pharmaceutical industry.
You heard it first on Informed Opinion.
More dividends.
We're paying you dividends.
Speaking of presidential, now these are not the fun facts you were teasing me with earlier, is it? Because I did have some presidential fun facts as well, but I took 2.5 hours with my buds in and listened to Robert F. Kennedy Jr. this week.
What?
Whoa. That dude. Heck yeah. I've told you before, I'm not a big Kennedy guy. As far as slimy politicians go, they're about as slimy as you can go. What was it? Chippewa? Is that how you say it? Say that 5 times fast.
Chippewa. That was his uncle.
But still. And I listened to the Rogan thing. Now, Rogan, I can take or leave Rogan. The thing I like about Rogan is he really doesn't talk. He let the guy roll for like 2.5 hours. And honestly, if Kennedy didn't really know something and the topic came up, he admitted it. He was just like, I don't really know enough about that or this or that.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of that stuff, I really kind of want to go re-listen to it, I was reading, there was an article on Time. I'm going to just read just a bit here. He said, 1 second, Selby. Kennedy sounds simultaneously stuck in the past and jarringly online, his worldview dark and suspicious. He speaks about a time when the country's waters were not polluted, pharmaceutical companies did not poison children, bioweapons did not threaten to destroy humanity, and people trusted the government not to lie to or silence them. I feel like my country is being taken away from me, he tells Time. I want to restore, in many ways, the America of my youth, the America I was brought up in. He's running for office, so.
I don't think Time Magazine's been following him since COVID, because he didn't talk about any of that. That's not his opinion. He got kicked off of all the platforms, remember, during COVID, because, anyway, he's an attorney and pro-environment and pro-kids and anti-vax.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kind
of an anti-establishment.
Absolutely. And when I found out he was running, I'm like, is he going to, they're going to make a martyr out of him? He's going to sacrifice his life for this?
Anti-establishment, 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 anti-establishment.
Oh, man. Tongue twisters.
Yeah, I didn't catch any of that on the news because of this.
Submarine.
The
Submersible.
Submersive.
So, sorry, it's not a real submarine. It's made out of plexiglass. And it's the size of a van.
And a $30 Amazon joystick.
And the guy who rode in it 2 years ago said it's really, really hard to be in it because you have to sit cross-legged for 10 hours to get down there.
Was that the engineer that they fired because he said it wasn't safe?
I don't know if he worked for him, but he went down there in the thing and he said it was like hell.
One of their engineers they fired. He said, this thing isn't safe.
Well, somebody in 2018 from an organization that develops underwater things for the private sector. Like
Mhm.
there's an organization, a group of inventors, and they came to this guy who invented this thing, Rush is his last name, and said, listen, this thing is not safe, doesn't pass any standards, it's not cool. And he said, well, if you don't want to be safe, then don't leave the house in the morning. If you want to be safe, don't leave the house in the morning. In other words, to hell with regulations.
If the submersive is a rockin', don't
Come a knocking.
I think that's what the bumper sticker read.
Cross-legged in a fiberglass tube, going down to look at the Titanic.
Jackie, as we live a life of ease, every one of us has all we need.
Oh boy.
Sky of blue and sea of green in our
yellow.
That's all
submarine.
That's been in my head since this stupid story was going on.
Do you think Ringo Starr will get a bump in his royalty fees?
Well, it's not a submarine, so I would say no.
What's up with the Simpsons episode where Homer went down to the bottom of the ocean?
It makes me not want to, not that I've watched The Simpsons since I was probably in my 20s, but it makes me not ever want to watch The Simpsons ever again because I don't want to know what happens.
I know they're predictive programming there through The Simpsons.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Who were purchased by Disney. If you're not a Disney fan, then don't. Simpsons are part of the Fox acquisition, which is why there's so many Disney employees getting fired, because they had to reduce costs by $5.5 billion.
Huh.
Informed opinion. Now you have an informed. Hey, there's opinion. The moon. We got a full moon coming up, folks. Oh, it's a good one too. It's one of those super moons, super close to the Earth. Full moon in Capricorn, July 3rd. Full Capricorn. And I watched a whole bunch of my favorite astrologers, and they all say the same thing, is that this moon and the next phase of Saturn and Capricorn and all the things they talk about, which I don't pretend to understand, but the planet positions and the stars and all that stuff. But this is going to be a chance for us to step out of our victimhood, make choices, one foot in front of the other, quantumly entangle ourselves with things that are for the positive and for the future. And for the future, we want to envision, not for all these tragedies and, the poor immigrants sinking in the boat out of Greece. Anyway, nobody's talking about that.
With these full moons, your health can be affected as well.
Sure.
Yeah, this full moon.
We're all a vibration. We're vibrations.
This full moon is supposed to be affecting people's knees, their joints, their backbone. What else we got here? Spinal muscles, patella, bones, tendons, hair, skin, and your spleen, Selby.
Spleen.
So if you've got a bad spleen, that's like a filter. Doesn't your spleen filter stuff, right?
Oh, boy, you got me there.
Dr. Selby. I thought
my grandfather was a doctor, but not me.
I think it's a filter. I think it's like your liver. I could be way off base. I know it's not essential because people have their spleens taken out all the time. Another thing I know about it, it's really fun to say.
Spleen. Ever start Googling that shit for an informed opinion.
GTS, spleen. Fun presidential fact on my end here.
Okay.
Richard Nixon is not a crook.
I am not a crook.
Okay, here's a
part of the immune system.
Your spleen?
Yes, an abdominal organ involved in the production and removal of blood cells in most vertebrates. That's us. And forming part of the immune system.
Well, that explains it.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Did you wait all day to set that on me?
I've been holding on to
Oh,
it.
wow. What are signs of a spleen problem? Anemia, fatigue, frequent infections, easy bleeding, feeling full very quickly after eating, feeling discomfort or pain behind your left ribs.
Pain behind your left ribs. Okay, well, that would be an obvious one, I would think, if you knew where your spleen was.
I think it's associated with anger and stuff in traditional Chinese medicine, or is that the liver?
I think people's livers get affected from anger sometimes too, but that's something totally different, I think. Okay, here's one. A restaurant in, I believe it was California, must pay workers $140,000
each
after allegedly hiring a fake priest to extract confessions of the workers' sins, Jackie.
No way.
A restaurant in California has been ordered to pay $140,000 in back wages and damages to employees after it hired a priest to extract workers' confessions in what federal investigators are calling the most shameless acts of corruption an employer has taken against its staff.
Wow, that is hardcore. But what?
That is hardcore.
But why? Because he wanted him to confess to stealing shit?
The U.S. Department of Labor said an employee testified that, I'm not even going to try that dude's name, the owner of the restaurant who operates 2 locations of Taqueria Garibaldi in Northern California hired a fake priest to hear confessions during work hours and, quote, get the sins out. That's the name of my new band, by the way.
Who got the sins out?
More white girl dancing next week.
Very bad uninformed opinion.
Including these sins included asking them if they had been late for work, stolen money from the restaurant, or had, quote, bad intentions toward their employer. Well, they probably do now.
That's messed up.
Under oath, an employee of Taqueria Garibaldi explained how the restaurant offered a supposed priest to hear their workplace sins, while other employees reported that a manager falsely claimed that immigration issues would be raised by the department's investigation.
Oh, dude, that's hardcore.
Yeah.
How do you run a Mexican restaurant without immigrants?
I don't know. Maybe
somebody please answer me that. Riddle me that, Batman.
We need to find a fake priest. Work on that, Selby. A fake priest on informed opinion to get the sins out.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Who let the sins out?
Okay. No.
Oh,
stop.
Sorry.
Stop, Jackie, please. We have a few listeners. Let's
try to keep them.
Let's hold on to them.
I think they'll forgive me.
Informed opinion, if I did not state so prior, and I do not think I did, is we're the only podcast with a higher approval rating than all of the presidential candidates' approval ratings combined.
Hey, I like that.
And that includes Mike Pence.
Watch the polls for this young guy, Vivek Ramaswamy.
Yeah. Okay. Let's GTS Vivek Ramaswamy.
Very good.
Vivek Ramaswamy.
You did it.
Rimik Ramaswamy.
Vivek Ramaswamy.
These people last night at Red Rocks, Selby, were
Oh,
getting pelted. These hailstones were literally like the size of the 8-ball.
Oh no.
And not being at the show, I can't tell you, but I know there's a lot of crazy videos on Twitter. And I'm not sure at what point during the show, what's the guy's name? Louis, what I tell you, Louis Armstrong?
Who was the concert? Nobody seems to be mentioning
Louis
that
Armstrong.
part. No, Louis Armstrong. It can't be him.
I think they said Louis Armstrong. Isn't he the Big Bopper? Louis Armstrong? Oh no, wait, he's the Great Satchmo. No,
That's
wait a
Satchmo,
minute.
yes. The Big
Yeah.
Bopper died in a plane crash.
The Big Satchmo died?
They're both dead. Yes, Satchmo and the Big Bopper. Two different people.
But Elvis is alive, right?
Who played Red Rocks last night? Seriously.
GTS.
Oh my God.
Louis Armstrong concert last night at Red Rocks, and the skies opened up. And I think at some point they did tell people to leave. Now, I don't know. There's been, I mean, people, when you're at the shows, there's a little enhancement going on usually. So my guess, and I wasn't there, so I can't say, my guess would be that they might have been a little leisurely in leaving. And then they got caught in the elements. Selby.
Louis Tomlinson.
That's what I said.
You said Armstrong. Now listen.
That's just your informed opinion.
There's nowhere to run. It's a wide open outdoor stadium. There's no place to hide. There's 3 trees.
There's
on
3
the side.
trees. Well, there's 4 here now because one grew since you left.
Since I left, there's 4 trees on the side. Where else would you go onto the stage? But that's not even covered all the way.
4 trees, and then I guess his name's Scramble Campbell. He's the painter. He paints all the shows. He's on the I guess it's the south side on the, if you're looking at the stage, it's on the right side of the stage. He's about 20 rows back. Yeah, and he's painting it all the shows. You might have been able to hide under a canvas, but he Scramble was probably smart enough to get out of there.
On that same side, you could go down the tunnel, down the ramp to the backstage underneath the venue. But who's going to know to do that?
It was bad. It was bad.
Did people get hit in the face, you mean? Or
oh yeah, there was a lady, she broke her fingers. People were getting, it was bad. It's been crazy here the last 2 days. It's been apocalyptic. The videos of Red Rocks last night at the Louis Armstrong concert were apocalyptic.
Tomlinson.
That's what I said, Jackie.
But what?
Louis Armstrong is dead.
Okay, listen, people have been posting weird pictures of cloud formations over Denver, like cloud formations that are not naturally occurring. And then big pictures of like helicopters and stuff. The military doing operations there, or what's going on? What are those black helicopters with 2 different?
Those aren't the Blackhawks. Blackhawks have 1.
I know, that's why I'm asking you, what's the name of those things? They're transport thingies, aren't they? They're transport.
They're like the ones they used in Vietnam, right?
Bigger, way bigger. Somebody said on Facebook what they are.
Buster, what are they?
Let's see. Oh, heck. I can't find it.
That's okay. Next week on Informed Information, on Informed Opinion, our information.
The informant.
I knew I was gonna jack it once. I was gonna mess it up once. I got it. We'll get it.
Informed opinion, informed opinion, informed opinion, informed opinion.
Informed opinion, informed opinion, informed opinion, informed opinion, informed.
There you go.
Great Satchmo, great Satchmo, great.
No, no, no. Do you even know what Louis Armstrong played? What instrument?
He played the trumpet.
Oh, thank goodness.
And he'd get his cheeks full of air.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, he was in the video last night. Saw it all on Twitter. The great Satchmo. You know,
Are you pulling my leg? You
No.
must be.
no. This book, 1,000 songs
Yeah.
you must hear before you die, Jackie.
Wow.
I'm
Okay.
just gonna open it randomly.
Did you find this at the thrift store?
I'm gonna pop some tags. I got $20 in my pocket. Okay, we're gonna open this randomly. Well, they're not numbered, but there you go. We've got No Sleep Till Brooklyn by the Beastie Boys.
Oh boy, that's such a great song.
And then let's go flip. We've got, I'm trying to find a good one. Can you tell?
No sleep till Brooklyn.
All the Young Dudes by Mott the Hoop.
Hoople.
Keep this.
Keep it.
Keep
Yeah.
that to
Maybe
the
we should
side.
end each show with a couple of songs.
Couple of songs that you must hear before you die.
Before you
get
die.
in
Mhm.
to the little teeny can that they're gonna bolt you in, get the joystick, and send you down past the orcas. What could go wrong?
Sitting cross-legged.
Sitting cross-legged. What could go wrong?
No
Sounds
toilet.
Perfectly.
No
said.
toilet.
To see a ship that sunk like
100 years.
100 years ago.
Yeah. Okay, so why is the guy obsessed with it? His wife, they're from San Francisco, and his wife is related to two people who were on the ship. The Strausses that invented Levi Strauss. And they were very wealthy. And they died as a couple. He decided not to go in the lifeboat. You know, they were sending women. She's like, no, I'm not going without you. They're pictured, portrayed in the movie as going down with the ship, holding each other in their bedroom. But actually, they were last pictured standing up on the top level of the ship when it went. So she's related to those two people. So he built a thingy that was going down to look at it multiple times. Now think about why. Why is that? Did they think that he'd be finding these two people still standing on the ship? I mean, it's 100 years ago. It doesn't work that way.
The word that comes to mind is barnacles.
Yeah. There's just something fishy at work here.
Ooh, you just sunk to a new low there.
Yes. All right. That's it. That's it for tonight, folks.
Yep. I don't even know the Celine Dion song from the movie, but I know this is my Celine Dion.
Oh my God.
All you need to do is when you're doing Celine Dion, you grab and you pull. Everything she does is one of these. Grab and pull. Grab and pull. All right.
Okay.
Very good episode. Informed opinion. Look for the rebrand. We're going to put up new little blahs and blahs and blahs and blahs. So, yeah, good stuff, Selby.
Great. See you next week.
Yeah, until next week, stay out of the storms, run for cover, and pay cash.
Pay cash. Cash Friday tomorrow. Yippee.
Cha-ching.
Bye.